Hello students, we are starting the new chapter kinematics. In kinematics, we will study the motion of an object without going into the cause of motion. The cause of motion will be discussed in the next chapter, that is the law of motion. So kinematics is started with some definitions. Number one, motion. An object is said in motion if its position is changing with time with respect to some reference point. This motion can be one dimensional, two dimensional, or three dimensional. That means in one dimensional object is moving along one of the axes, say x-axis. If it is moving in a straight line, then we say motion is one dimensional motion and it is also called rectilinear motion. If object is moving in a plane, motion in a plane, then we say it is a two-dimensional motion. Example of motion in plane is projectile motion and circular motion, which we will discuss later. And in three-dimensional motion, object is moving in space. This is the simplest type of the motion in which body is moving in a straight line. So two possible directions are there. Either it is moving in plus x direction or it is moving in minus x direction. We have said that motion is with respect to some reference point. This reference point in general is called origin. For example, if we take rectangular coordinate system x, y, z, rectangular coordinate system means the axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then this point is our reference point. This is origin, this is our reference point. And with respect to this reference point, we will say body position is changing or not changing. If not changing, we say body is at rest. So next thing is frame of reference. Frame of reference is our Cartesian coordinate system, which we have said this XYZ coordinate system with a clock. Then this system is called this is called our frame of reference. And with respect to this frame of reference, we study the motion of the body. Position. Position of the object refers with respect to some reference point. Our reference point is this. If we say this is a point P and it is at its coordinate is x1, y1, z1, then we say this is the position of this point P. That means if we drop a perpendicular on x-axis, then distance from the origin to this foot of perpendicular is x1. Similarly, if we drop a perpendicular from P to y-axis, this length is y1. Similarly, along z-axis, length is z1. That means position of a particle or an object is mentioned with respect to reference. Here, reference point is O and its coordinates are taken as 0, 0, 0. And position of point P is x1, y1, z1. That's why we can also term a position vector as, that means it is a vector which is referring the position of point P with respect to reference point O. So this is our position vector, and this position vector is mentioned in general R. Here R equal to x1 is the component of R along x-axis, and x-axis is having the unit vector I. That means unit vector I refer the direction along the x-axis, which we have already discussed in the our module of vector and scalars, which you can see our videos. Plus y component along j-axis and z component along k-axis. So this refers the position vector of this point. Now, next term is distance. Distance is the path length, and its unit is meter, and it is scalar quantity. Means it has only direction magnitude, it does not have the direction. What it means, the path length, if we say an object is moving on a circular path of radius r, and it starts from point A, completes this circular track and again reach at A. In that way, distance covered by object equal to circumference of circle, and circumference formula we know 2 pi r. So distance covered by the object for this complete circle is 2 pi r. In other case, if we say object start from A and it reach diametrically opposite point B, and this is the initial position, this B is the final position. So path length will be this red, marked with red, and in this case distance will be, for second case distance will be half of circumference, that is equal to half of 2 pi r equal to pi r.